Alright, what's going on, guys? Moxification here. So today, I've got a few things to show you today. I've already done videos on two of the things I'm going to show you today, but I decided to make like a one tutorial thing for all of them, like a one, like a big tutorial for all of the same type of things. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what you'd say, but basically there's going to be like 3 different tutorials within this video. 2 of them I've already covered, and I just wanted to cover the final one, but I thought, why not just do all of them, and then that way it's like, you know, all you've got to do is, if you want to do one, then you can do one. If you want to do, you know, 2 of them, then you can do 2 of them. If you want to do all 3 and know how to do all 3, then, you know, you can just watch that in this video, and you don't have to, you know, click around, find it on other channels, find it on you know, my channel somewhere, and it's just, you know, a bit quicker, you know. So hopefully all of it makes sense, and if it doesn't, then I guess you can just comment in the comment section, and then I'll try and reply, or someone else can reply, you know. So what we're gonna do is really quick first is go through the files that we've got. So what you're gonna get, what you're 100% gonna get, is the setup.exe, the tesseract.dll, and the raw folder. You're also gonna get the BO2 backup defaults, and you might get the luciddreams.gsc. I'm not 100% exactly what ones you're gonna get out of the menus, but basically these are the menus, and then these are the files that you're gonna need, you know. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm not sure if I'm going to give you all 3 of these files, but you know, I mean, it's going to be easily workoutable if you've got a different menu anyway. So, you know, I'll get into it and I'll explain it. So what you've got is the easiest and most common menu that people are going to be trying to load on their JTAG, you know, is the I'll show you it. So this is the file type that you're going to be like normally trying to load. You might have other ones, and the other ones are going to be, you know, the next tutorials that I'm going to show you. So so normally the menu is going to be _client_IDs.gsc. If it's anything different to that, it will probably be the next tutorials that, you know, I'm going to show you in this video. So yeah, so if you've got a file and you've downloaded it from the internet, and you know, you've got your JTAG or RGH. By the way, I'm not going to be showing this for any other thing like PC or PC or PS3. I don't have them consoles, or I don't have a PS3, and I don't have I don't mod PC. It is JTAG or RGH only, so make sure you've got a JTAG or RGH. So if you've downloaded a file like this from the internet and you don't know how to install it, then I'm going to show you that now. So what you want to do is you want to download the stuff in the description. You want to have these files to hand. You want to have the tesseract.dll, the raw folder, and the BO2 backup defaults. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up neighborhood. A neighborhood is probably going to be needed for this. You know what, you don't need it, but it's a lot quicker than using a USB, transferring stuff, XCX menu, computer, XCX menu. You know, it's not really fun, and this is so much quicker than like having a USB. So yeah, so we're going to go into the JTAG. We're going to go into the retail hard drive emulation. You're going to go into the games, and then the BO2 folder. And then once that's loaded up, you know, you've got everything there, everything's good. You want to open up the BO2 backup defaults. Now, what you want to do is you want to get the modded. You want to go into the modded, and you basically want to get the default.xcx and the default_mb.xcx, and you want to put both of them in the BO2 folder. Now, if you had a USB, all you would do is copy these 2 files, put them on a USB, put the USB into your Xbox, and go into XCX menu and transfer them. But you know, I'm going to show you for neighborhood, and that would be basically the same for any of these other files. So yeah, so what you're going to do from there, once you've got the modded files in, you're just going to scroll down to the default. Let me just find them really quick. There you go, there they are. And then, you know, we're going to be able to launch the game at some point. Then you'll put the tesseract.dll in the folder as well. Yes to all. And then you want to put the raw folder in there as well. Now, in the raw folder, there's actually a lot of other folders. I'll show you what I mean. There is maps, there is MP, there is game types, and then there's nothing in game types. So what you want to do is, since we're in the BO2 folder, we're going to go back up to the top. I'm going to refresh the page, so you know the raw folder will be there because we just put the raw folder in. and then you want to go into raw, you want to go into maps, you want to go into MP, and then game types, and then nothing is going to be in there. That's, you know, fine. Then you want to open up Lucid Dreams, or whatever menu you've got. Like I said, the underscore client IDs.gsc. If you've got a file like that, all you want to do is put that in that folder there, and then, you know, you should be good to go. So just to test it worked, we'll load up the default. We'll hit the default underscore mp.xcx. There you go. And then I'll open up the capture card as well, so you can see what's going on. And then yeah, and then you'll see that the Lucid Dreams menu, which I've done a video on before, which is pretty good actually. I quite like the Lucid Dreams menu. You'll see in a minute that it worked and everything's good. I'll actually make this big screen so it's easier to see. Yeah, so you'll see that in a minute. Also, just really quick, I've actually been using OBS to record. So if you prefer this to, you know, the other videos where I've been using Hypercam, then please tell me, and I'll carry on using this, or I'll go back to the Hypercam. But yeah, so carrying on. So as you can see, game's modded. You've got the menu. Everything's good. Everything's working. Everything's fine. I'm not exactly sure how this menu works. I'm pretty sure it's. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the menu, how you scroll and stuff, but yeah. So you see it works. Everything's good. You know, everything works fine, and that's all we needed to know. So yeah. So now I'm gonna go back to the dashboard on Xbox. So yeah. So I'm gonna minimize out the whole punch capture, and then, you know, now you know how to install menus like that. So just really quick, if you wanted to do a different menu. Let's say you had, I don't know, something else called client IDs.gsc, then all you'd have to do is go back up to the top where the raw folder is, get into the raw folder, and then you would go into the next folder. Once it loads up, there you go, maps, MP, there you go, game types, there you go, and there it is, and you just transfer it in. I've got loads of GSC menus like that. I've got, let me find it, BO2 GSC menus, you know, there's loads of them here. You've got breaking. Yeah, Breaking Earth 1.1, you've got Caked Up. You know, all you do is get that, put it in there, yes to all, and done. And then you reboot the game, and then everything's good, and then you've got a new menu. So yeah, that's basically the most common menu. There's so many different, you know, menus where they're underscore client IDs.gsc, and, you know, it's really quick, really simple, and all good, you know. So yeah, so that's the first most common, in my opinion, type of menu. You've also got two other types. You've got the GSCR and you've got MultiGSC. Now, MultiGSC, I just want to say now, isn't actually the correct term for it. It's still just .gsc, but there's multiple files. There's multiple .gsc files, and we'll get into that when we do that. The next one I'm going to show you is just regular GSCR. So you've got GSC, GSCR, and you know, well, the MultiGSC that I'll show you in a minute. So GSCR, all you want to do is, for GSCR files, I'll show you what they look like. It's just this one is Zombieland, so it's zombieland.gscr. It's different to .gsc. They're totally different, you know, file names. I'm not sure what they mean. I'm sure that if you googled it, you'd probably find it, but, you know, I mean, I personally don't need to know that, so, you know, it's not worth me looking up. But yeah, so here we go. So what you're going to do is, if you want to install GSCR, all you want to do is delete the raw folder in your BO2. Make sure there's no raw folder. You want to open up the BO2 backup defaults, and you want to go into the original. You want to make sure that you're in the original, and you just want to transfer the two files. Once they're done, we're all good. Now, you don't have to delete the Tesseract, because if you're using the modded defaults, it's not even going to load the Tesseract.dll, and therefore nothing's going to be modded in any way anyway. But I'm just going to delete the Tesseract, just because it's not needed anyway. But yeah, so yeah, so all you want to do is load up the game. Load up the game in non-modded way as possible. You know, like you don't want to be using any you don't want to be using, you know, any other menus. You just want to have the file on your desktop as we have it right here, and you want to open up the setup.exe. You want to run the setup.exe, and then eventually, once you've, you know, gone through the setup.exe, you know, next, do you want to create a desktop icon? Do you want to save it in a certain place or whatever. You know, once you've gone through that whole setup.exe, it's going to make a little shortcut in your start menu, or maybe on your desktop or wherever you saved it, and then you can open that up. So we'll open that up now, and there it is. So okay, I'm not going to update it because it does change the way it looks a little bit. So I don't like to change it because it does change the names of a few things. It might get you a little bit confused if you're trying to, you know, do the mods and stuff. So yeah, so I'm not going to update it, but you can if you want. So what you want to do is you want to do connect Xbox, connect to to default console, which is in neighborhood. You want to make sure you've got neighborhood installed and everything's good, everything's running fine, so you can access your files and stuff. Once it's connected, you'll know everything's good. So we're gonna be trying to find this folder. So what you want to do is you want to do this for GSCR, by the way. Again, you want to do editor. You want to come down to inject a shared. Inject a project shared. There you go. Inject a project shared. Then you want to find that. So our file is called, where is it? It's the GSCR. There you go. Zombieland GSCR in there. Select that, open, and then in the bottom left it will say wait, and then it will say the shared project has been read and injected to the platform, which is Xbox, and then everything's good. And then we can minimize out of the GSC editor. I think you can actually exit out of the BO2 GSC editor, but I'm not 100%, so you know, there you go. But yeah, so as you can see, we're on the game. And obviously you want to make sure you're actually on the game as well. You don't want to be sitting on dashboard and doing that because it's not going to work, obviously. But you want to make sure you're on the game. You're not in a game. You don't want to be in the game. You want to just be sitting pre-game. There you go. That's the term. Sitting in the pre-game. I'll make this big screen again. And I'm not sure if this is going to fully load because I'm not playing with anyone. It might even freeze, to be honest. But yeah. So it works fine. In a minute you'll see it is a bit modded. There you go. It just, you know, it's modded. It says game type must be TDM, and in the top right, I think it's either LA Ray, IE, I think it is, or IA Ray. I'm not sure, but you know, you saw that was modded, so that means it loaded and everything's good, you know. And yeah, so that's how you would load a GSCR. Now, finally, is the MultiGSC. So MultiGSC is not the correct term for it. I'm not sure what the correct term for it is, but the reason I called it MultiGSC is because I'll show you. So what you've got is you'll have a maps, you'll have MP, you'll have loads of files. You'll have the underscore development underscore divas. It could be a totally different name. It could be rank. I think it could be underscore rank.gsc. Could be divas.gsc, it could be whatever. There's another one in here called underscore rank.gsc, and it could be any name. It could be I'm not sure. It could be totally any name, but there could be multiple files. There could be like 5 different files. Normally you'll find them on the internet, and it's, I think, PC mods. I'm not sure what the difference is between all these 3 types, but my understanding of it is the Lucid Dreams is compiled, GSCR is some different thing, and the MultiGSC is multiple files that isn't compiled. I think you can actually open them up in the GSC editor and you can edit it. So yeah, that just shows you my understanding of it, and it isn't a lot, but yeah, so we'll get into it. So since I'm already on BO2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dashboard it really quickly, just to, you know, get rid of the mods that I just loaded from the GSC thing. I'm also going to exit out of GSC so I can open it back up and it will be like refreshed, you know. You might not need to do that, but you know, there you go. I did. So yeah, so how to install this MultiGSC, which is basically just multiple files, is basically nearly the same as the GSCR, but you just click on a different button within the program. So I'll show you what I mean. You want to make sure you've got the, the original files in there. You want to do basically everything that I did with the GSCR. You know, you want to delete the raw folder, you want to delete the tesseract.dll, and you want to make sure you've got the original files in there. So we've already got that, so that's all good. So I will just load up the default again. like so. So yeah, so now I think I've got an evade bypass on there, just because it's a bypass and everything's good, but that was what that was. So yeah, so we're gonna open up the BO2 GSC Studio. There you go. Okay, and then I'm gonna click no because I don't want to, update it. But you can update it, like I said. I don't mind. It doesn't matter. But yeah, so connect Xbox and connect default console. There you go. Connect. Yeah, connected and attached. So this is where you do a different thing, and all you're gonna do is you're gonna do editor. You're gonna come down to where it says where is it? It's inject a compiled script file. There you go. And you want to add GSC to inject, which is, it opens up like a little folder thing. Now you want to find the where is it? Yeah, the MultiGSC. You want to go into that, and then you want to click on the maps, and that's it. Once you've clicked on the maps, you want to click select folder, and then you'll see that there is maps, and then \mp, and then the development devars, and then you've also got the maps mp, and then in game types there's rank.gsc, and that's how it was, and that means it worked, and they're all loading up, and then you just click inject list, and then it will go injecting, and then done. And then if there's multiple different, if there's like, I don't know, let's say there's 5 different GSC files, 5 different GSC files, I said that really weird. If there's 5 different GSC files, then it will go through all the 5, and then it will say injecting done, and then if there was a problem, then it'd probably tell you there was a problem. But I'm not sure. But yeah, I've never had a problem, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, so once that's done, and you're on BO2, we're going to go into the system link, and then I guess we'll just put some bots in it. I think this one's Zombieland as well, so yeah, it might not load up properly anyway. But yeah, actually I think this one does need to be on TDM, so it might not work. But you'll see that it's different when we spawn in. It will come up with I'm not sure what it comes up with, but I think it's the same sort of thing, like IE Ray, at IE Ray, I think. We'll see in a minute. Yep, there you go. In the bottom, it says welcome to Zombieland, edited by, I think it's A Ray, D-pad up to open a shop, and something close, and A to select, and X to come out of it. And yeah, and then you saw it was modded, and it loaded up fine. I mean, obviously it didn't load up because there was no people, but if there were people, then it'd work fine. So yeah, so I guess that was kind of it. That's all I wanted to show you, just the 3 different types, loading up 3 different types of GSC. There might be more types. There might be maybe they're the same. I don't know. I'm not sure. But basically, 3 different ways to inject or load GSC menus to BO2, and yeah, that's gonna be about it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, goodbye.